I connect to people in prayer. Um, I'm sure I'm certain that the military has science projects that monitor the situation. Like I said, a lot of times I'll go to the store and I'll run into people that pray to Jesus, right? And then I'll answer a question that they asked Jesus, and get a plethora. To have a plethora of pinatas, you get a plethora of responses. A lot of people. Most of the time, that was beautiful. Well, thank you. Yeah, I think the reflection of you, yeah, that was. I totally agree. You're beautiful. Right? Most people, it's like that. Some people, I'm uncomfortable having this conversation with you. Well, then stop talking to Jesus about your hang-ups and shit. You mean bitch. You want to say that? You want to say that? Like that one guy with his daughter and his wife, his newborn daughter. I'm going to heaven with die. You sure about that? You're so fucking sure that when you die, you're going to a magic place with magic real estate that Joel Osteen sold you in your head, or old Pope Leo. You sure about that? Yeah. It says in the Bible that you shouldn't worry about what happens after you're dead. You should be concerned about what you're doing while you're alive. Okay? That what happens after you're dead, that's not your concern. Okay? When you're dead, your physical body can't do anything about what happens while you're alive. So be concerned about what you're doing right now while you're alive. Don't be worried about what's going to happen after you're dead. Who's going to pay money for your kids after you're dead? How are your kids going to pay money to live here after you're dead, right? Stand up for Lord's Prayer. That kills a lot of those fucking worries, doesn't it, motherfucker? And people get upset. I don't give a damn. I'm not here trying to impress Betty's and Malcolm's kids. People pray. And then they do a thing with the Wi-Fi, with the YouTube, and I make a connection and stuff. And the one I made the best connection with was the oldest one, because she reminds me of him so much. Of all of them, she's like a little Malcolmima. And I was like watching her, I was getting tears. I was like, oh my gosh. The thing that Malcolm had told Betty, he goes, it's good to be positive, okay? But it says so in the Quran, you're not supposed to be happy when someone else is dying and being abused. We'd be positive that we can stop that abuse, okay? Choose to be happy? I don't. When people are being murdered over money, I choose not to be happy. I choose to have happy moments, I choose to, when I think about my kids, lots of things make me happy, thinking about the beautiful memories my children gave me. My wives, yeah. Well, my wives were absolutely miserable to me. It's easier because I spent 11 years with Amy and had really fun kids, that we were like the buffer between Amy's abuse and manipulation and us. And so it's easier to go back to those memories and have fun and remember. And Amy could be fun. My first marriage, could Stephanie be fun? Damn, that's a good question. Okay, we had the one time when we went looking for Aunt Sarah's house with Brian and Aaron. And we got lost, and I had to turn around before we ran out of gas, and then we didn't have enough money for food. They were sitting there doing the George Carlin. We have no money for food, but a lot of that was basically Brian, not Brian Atkins. Brian Atkins, not Brian Hall. Brian was a good kid. Oh, I liked him so much. He wanted me to be his dad. Yeah. I think for almost a year there I was, and it was fun. It was one of the best. It was about 9 months, 7. That was a good year. It was a good time. Oh, those two, playing the role of dad because of economics, for those two, because me and Miriam are on different shifts, and she asked me to watch her children. I was like, really? You want me to watch Brian and Aaron? Good Cuban food and excellent company. She didn't pay me. She didn't have to. I didn't want to. Are you kidding? I get, all the other guys were at the dorms and going partying and doing all that stuff. And I was at base housing doing chores and hanging out with Brian and making sure Aaron didn't get too mad at me. He was cute. No, he was so cute. Because he'd get tired and he had to take a nap. And you say, okay, it's your nap time. You say, oh, I don't want to take a nap. It's okay. I'll be right here when you wake up and And he'd go to sleep and he'd have this little face, and Brian Hall would laugh. He goes, he looks just like his mama. He does. He looks just like Miriam. Same faces, same mannerisms, same everything. He's a little Miriam in a male body. But he grew up to be lots bigger than mom. He's like 6 foot, 235, and he got it offered to be a linebacker at the University of Wyoming. He's like, yeah, I get it. His mother and 6 foot, 235, that's going to be a lot of, it's a tackling machine, right? I was like, oh, yeah, I get it. It's funny. But, yeah, they were good kids, man. I really enjoyed my time with those two. But that's the stuff where you choose to be happy, It's like that Roger Miller song. Walking in the sunshine, sing a little sunshine song. Put a little smile upon your face as if there's nothing wrong. Think about a good time you had a long time ago. Think about forgetting about your worries and your woes. That's what you kind of have to do, lift kids' spirits up. Help them feel, but choose to be positive, okay? But choosing to be happy, no, that's like a celebrity. They all fucked up. It's wrong to be sitting there, what have we done with this marketing NFL bullshit instead of standing up for the Lord's Prayer? So everybody can have a good time. Mutual funds, like Jeff Foxworthy. I'm a redneck. I come from rednecks, so I think mutual funds is everybody's having a good time, right? And that's the way I like it. That's the way. I like it. It's a white guy who liked black music. Yeah, go figure, because he had a good voice for it. Everybody like KC? I like KC, man. One of my favorites is with Terry DeSario. Yeah, they do Barbara Mason's. I don't even know, but I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready to fall in love. I like that. That's good. Yeah, and he's very humble too, because he wrote Rocky Baby, which is one of my favorite songs. And I think Gwen McCrae, is they married? I always thought this did they write both songs and then his wife sang Rockin' Chair and he sang that always had me. I don't know. I will probably go Wikipedia and look it up now, because the nerds will put it up there. Nerds put it up there, But he wrote the song Rocky Baby, but he couldn't hold the notes. He couldn't hit the notes high enough to make it sound the way he wanted. So he wrote it and then gave it to George and said, George, you have to sing this, because you have that register. I can't hit that. Woman, take me in your arms, Rocky Baby. He can't do that. I can relate. I'm like KC. I can't hit those high falsetto notes. So, I'm sure Casey would have done a good job with the song. He just wouldn't have been able to hit the notes he wanted. Like Freddie Beaumont with F sharp. He was 18. I think it'd sound better if I sang it in F sharp. Yeah. It's like, yeah, but I think the producer should have broke down to him, but they're going to ask you to sing it over and over and over again. Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, but it wouldn't have sounded as good. It happened today. He's a good singer, but he had to sing in F sharp with the violins for This I Swear Is True and Since I Fell For You. But it destroyed his vocal cords. Okay. Made a lot of his life very miserable because he had to sing it for money, And that's the cool thing about recording, is we can record, I don't have plans and dreams. I don't have hopes and schemes. I don't have anything. Since I don't. If you go listen to other songs by Jimmy Beaumont, he sounds different. His regular register is not F sharp. His regular register is more of a, it happened today, he's more of a crooner. And so when he sang those two songs, when it segues into the higher notes, like with Bloodstone and everything, it's Janet Vogel is hitting she's hitting the Wayne Cooper notes, okay? And he don't sound like Larry Blackmon, but he don't sound like Tommy Jenkins either. Jimmy Beaumont got just a very, and the way you look tonight, lovely, don't you ever change. He got more of a Sinatra type voice, but he liked the songs and because Tony Williams has that he has a good octave, good range, but he's not as deep. He's more, they asked me, he's more of an F sharp. Ask me how I knew my true love was true. Oh, I of course replied, something here inside cannot be denied. Do, 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 do. See, that's Tony. And Jimmy was a little different. I like them both. Tony was just so smooth, and so many songs could be sung in his register that they just, oh, shit. See why my mom likes the Platters so much. Makes me wish the Flingos had more good material like the Platters did, but I think it has to do with your record company and all that stuff, but that's irrelevant. Still don't know if the Flamingos would have sang them as good as Tony, but just, I don't know. My love must be a kind of blind love. I can't see anything but you. Doo-bop-shoo-bop. Ooh. They doo-wopped that. It wasn't a doo-wop song. It was from the doo-wop era. But some brothers got a hold of it and doo-wopped it. And then they had the brother hold his, Are the stars out tonight? I don't know if it's cloudy or bright. I always thought that was one of the most beautiful songs ever. Love Tommy Edwards songs. Tommy just had this expression, He had the way he'd, without the kiss of a morning dew, and every Jack must have a Jill to have the thrill of a dream that comes true, and you and I are just like they. But I love that song. I've got them all on there. I got like 18 of his tunes now. He's just good. Please love me forever. He just has that storytelling voice, and it's romantic, and what is it, Blue Heartaches and stuff, and they're not big hits like the other ones, but it's Tommy, and he's smooth, and it's got a good band, and the band's playing good, and that's a good one too. Just like I told you, I like the harmonies on they weren't as big of hits, and I understand why, but I like the harmonies on the Dixie Cups too. Gee, the moon is shining bright. That's how I'd love to hold you tight. Gee, the moon. And so they were like, well, they're just trying to cash in on the same kind of, yeah, sure. People get together, sing us a tune. Make us smile for a while. Okay, be positive. Now positively stand up for the Lord's Prayer with me. Because if I have to do this all by myself, life's eternal and grace is infinite. And all your descendants and all your ancestors are going to know Earl did most of the work by himself. Y'all just sat and watched and asked Earl for money, and Earl asked you to stand up for the Lord's Prayer with him. I mean, it's not that hard, guys. We'll talk tomorrow. All right, peace out.